Hi guys, Alice Taylor down here at Living Golf Academy, and today I'm going to be checking out a couple of new releases. We've got the brand new Old Tom driver and 3-wood. Right then guys, so I reviewed the original driver from Old Tom and it was very, very impressive, particularly when you consider the price point it was at. But we've now got a new release driver and a new release fairway wood. So I've got both of them in stiff shafts. The driver's at 10.5 degrees loft, the 3-wood's at 15 degrees. We're going to have a close-up look at the head, talk about a little bit of the tech in there, and we're going to hit some shots. We're going to see just how well these new releases stack up. And when we think about some of the numbers some of these very, very top-end drivers produce, let's see how this driver and 3-wood performs. Right then guys, so we're now a 460cc head, where we were 450 with the original driver. Slightly different shape as well, a little bit longer front to back. Underneath, see that very noticeable branding now, the X Old Tom. And it's very, very clean. You know, for me, there's not loads of moving weights and things in there. The change for this year is the original version had an adjustable hosel. Not doing it for this one. So this is a glued fit driver. So maybe won't be quite as dialable in for everybody, but 10.5 degrees and it's coming regular or stiff flex. The idea with the new head though is the CG of the head is further back. So it should make it a little bit more forgiving, and Old Tom saying that the ball's going to launch a little bit higher and spin a little bit less. So kind of saying all the right things. It'll be interesting to see when we hit the shots how it performs. Right then guys, so the driver. And I think I'm a little bit surprised that it's glued, but I don't necessarily think it's the worst thing in the world. I see so many guys that get fitted and then they're constantly playing around with driver and probably end up with it set a lot worse than actually when they were fitted to begin with. So I like the look of the driver behind the golf ball. We're going to hit some Titleist Pro V1X on TrackMan. I'll give you a little bit of feedback as to kind of looks and feel of the driver. We'll look at some performance numbers and see if the Old Tom driver could go in your bag. So like I said, I think it looks really, really nice behind the golf ball. And I like that. Feels really kind of quick off the club face. It'll be interesting to look at numbers, but certainly for me, shaft-wise just feels a little bit soft. And even those first few don't feel quite out the middle of the golf club. Little bit of dispersion on the shots as well, which bit me a little bit of strike. Yeah, so definitely my first impressions there is I quite like the look of it behind the ball and I quite like how it feels off the club face, but if I'm being honest, I didn't really like the feel of the shaft. Definitely felt it was quite hard for me to kind of, it felt consistent the strike, but maybe felt a little high, maybe a little bit toey. But let's have a look at some numbers and see how the new Old Tom driver has performed. Right then guys, so we can see the average there with driver, pretty good to be fair. We're saying 262 carry, 273 would be my optimal and 287. So we're getting that high launch, we're getting that low spin, ball speed just dropping off a little bit, which I did find with the shaft, and I made the comment as I was hitting a few shots, that I maybe just found it a little bit hard to kind of control my strike like I normally would. Just predominantly for me with the shaft maybe being a little bit too soft, but all in all some really, really good numbers. Right, listen, definitely with driver, I did find the shaft hard and maybe as a result of that wasn't maybe able to swing quite as quick as I normally would, because I did feel I had to try and be a little bit steery with the swing, but still some pretty impressive numbers considering I didn't necessarily find that perfect for me. So let's move into the fairway wood. Again, I think it looks great. It does feel, I think it feels long. It isn't, it's exactly the same length as my 3-wood. So I don't know whether it's just the head shape makes that feel a little bit long. So with the 3-wood, just looks identical to the driver from the bottom, obviously smaller head. Again, it's a glued fit fairway wood, 15 degrees, so no adjustability in loft or club face position. Not the worst thing in the world for a lot of golfers out there, because it's going to stop them tinkering, but still very, very good looking from the top. That nice kind of dark head and that silver face kind of really looks great down as you look down on the club head. Very, very clean face, and you can see the old Tom logo flush in the middle, where hopefully we're going to be hitting all our shots. So let's hit some shots off the floor, which is predominantly where I base kind of is fairway wood good. Off we go. So I would say very, very similar to the driver to begin with. I think feels exactly the same off the club face. Definitely getting the same kind of feeling with the shaft, that it kind of feels like it's working a little bit hard for me. Just generally finding it hard to really strike this how I want. Okay, let's keep going. Yeah, so again, love the look, love the feel. Really, really struggled with shaft. Let's look at some numbers, but certainly before I even look at numbers, for me personally, I prefer the driver over the 3-wood, but let's see how it worked. So we can see the numbers with the 3-wood here. I really, really struggled with the shaft in the 3-wood. Even though the strikes were fairly centered, I really felt like there was nothing right out the middle of the golf club. And we can see ball speed dropped off. Launch angle was decent, but very, very low spin. And just for me, found it really, really hard to get the strike. Right then guys, so what do I think about the Old Tom driver and 3-wood? I think particularly price point related. I think the driver is going to be £199, the fairway wood is going to be £130, and there's deals from time to time, so I'm going to pop their website on the description below, but go and have a look. I think based at the price point, I think the performance is very, very good. Now, most guys out there aren't going to be swinging at my speed, and I think the stiff shaft in both clubs is a little soft for me, but I think for that price point, you get some seriously good performance. I think if you have got that little bit extra money to spend, somebody who fits clubs as part of their job, I would always say if you've got the money, it's worth doing. But if you've got that lower price point, these are a couple of great clubs, great options, and certainly something that I don't think you'd have any regrets from putting in your bag. So guys, hope you enjoyed the video. If you have enjoyed it, like and share, hit the thumbs up, and remember to click that subscribe button, ring the notification bell, then you'll get my videos as soon as they drop. Follow me on all my social media platforms, all under Ali Taylor Golf. Hopefully catch up with some of you guys down here soon. Stay in contact.